Hello, everyone, and welcome to the show, coming to you live. Wait, what am I doing? What am I doing? Okay. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the show. Coming up this week, Disney, it is going to be one of those shows, isn't it? Disney announces major policy changes coming to the parks on May 1st. A credit card data breach hits 3 Disney Springs restaurants. A new Villains Party is coming to the Magic Kingdom. And the new Lightning McQueen Racing Academy opened recently. And Steve Porter is going to tell us more about that. All that coming up next. From the Bob Varley Studio in Orlando, Florida, this is the Diz Unplugged. This is the Diz Unplugged, episode 1028 for the week of April 2nd, 2019. The Diz Unplugged is brought to you by Dreams Unlimited Travel, experts at helping you plan the perfect Disney vacation. Visit them on the web at www.dreamsunlimitedtravel.com. And by Disboards.com. Join the more than 1.5 million Disney fans who plan every aspect of their Disney vacations on our discussion forums. You'll find advice for everything from theme parks, resorts, restaurants, Disney Vacation Club, Universal, and so much more. Head over to disboards.com and join the conversation. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the show, coming to you live from the Bob Varley Studio in Orlando, Florida. I'm your host, Pete Werner, joined at the table this week by my good friends, Mr. John Magi.
Hi, everybody.
Kevin Close.
Hello.
Steve Porter.
Hello.
Julie Martin.
Hey, y'all.
Back in the production nook, associate producer, Mr. Rhino Clavin.
Hello.
And producer, Mr. Craig Williams.
Ahoy.
And Craig, Rhino, and I are all a little jet-lagged and a little tired. We flew in from California very late last night, and we're up early this morning to get shows done and all that good stuff. But very happy to be here. Hope you are having a good week. Just a couple things I have in housekeeping. It's the beginning of the month, so we have a new candle of the month from Magic Candle Company, and it's burning in the studio right now. It is the Contemporary candle. Absolutely one of my favorites. I think this is one of the all-time favorites from Magic Candle Company. It's one of the big sellers.
It's definitely my favorite. I burn it all the time. It's the one that I've gone through the quickest of any of the ones that I've purchased. So.
Yeah, I go through the Contemporary pretty quick. And we had been giving away some $25 gift cards and decided to do something a little different this month. We are doing a little giveaway for the month. It's going to be a subscription box, a 3-month subscription box from the Magic Candle Company. In that, you're going to get an 8-ounce candle, a room spray, a car freshener, and a pack of wax melts. This normally goes for $59.95. And to be eligible to win this, you have to do a couple things. You follow the Diz on Twitter and or sign up for the Diz mailing list. Now, we have a little thing set up to track this, and we have to go through and enter, and you'll find a link to that in our show notes page. We're going to have it on social media. It's going to be on the Diz. You're not going to be able to miss it. If you follow us on Twitter, you get 1 entry. If you go ahead and sign up for our mailing list, you get 5 more. So that's 6 chances to win the subscription, the 3-month subscription to Magic Candle Company. Really get a chance to see a lot of the great products that they offer. Of course, you can always go to magiccandlecompany.com. Use code DisneyInfo when you check out to save 15%. And they are, of course, a sponsor of the Diz. But
And for last week, I picked out someone random from Twitter. They used the hashtag that we asked them to use. It's Brett Rotelli. I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly. I'll reach out to him after the show and get in contact.
And Brett will get a $25 gift card.
Correct.
Probably going to do more of that this month, too, but because those were really popular.
Yeah, I saw people were trying to tag me as like a way of hoping that maybe like I'll see them first, but I didn't pick anyone that tagged me. Just
wow.
Ooh,
He went out of his way. He was punishing those people.
I would do the same thing, Steven. Same thing.
But yeah, so congrats to Brett.
Yeah, I still haven't heard from Carrie Holstrom. So, Carrie, you still need to reach out to me like I asked you to if you want it. If not,
We're going to give it to somebody else.
Going to give it to someone else. Nicole,
Somebody who wants it.
Yeah, and Nicole, I did get your email while we were traveling, and Pete just forwarded me the digital gift cards last night while we were flying back.
You know, there are more efficient ways to communicate with these people.
Well, I see her in the chat here, so that's just why I'm
Okay.
letting her know. I know she's watching right now, so I'm getting to you after we're done with the shows today.
All right. What else we have for housekeeping?
I have some info about our Pandora party, our August event.
Yay.
Transportation signups. I know, big news. Transportation signups are now open.
It is big news for folks that need the transportation.
That is true. If you go to our thread on the Diz boards, you'll see the information there. And we sent an email out to everybody who signed up for the party. If you didn't get that email, you can write to me, john@dreamsunlimitedtravel.com, and I'll make sure you get that letter, you get that email. And we're accepting items for the silent auction. So please, please, please send us your items. We want to raise as much money as we can for Give Kids the World.
I've got so much I need to give her.
Truck it all down to Teresa. She'll be so happy.
No, she can pick it up.
Okay. Boy. Wow. And I have a final piece of housekeeping. In 3 days, it's going to be Mr. Kevin Close's birthday.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Big one. It has a
big one.
0 at the end.
Is it really?
You're starting over.
It has 2 zeros at the end. He's going to be 60.
I will. On Friday, I'll be 60.
Look, I say this to you all the time. You look amazing.
I didn't have anything to do with it. This is all Mom and Dad.
I was about to say.
I did everything I could
Yeah.
to
There is no
wrinkle
human
this.
being that is going to look at you and think 60.
I appreciate that.
No one
really
is
do.
going to look at you and think 60.
Genetically, I was lucky.
Rhino, yeah. You, never.
Thank you.
165, maybe.
Well, happy birthday.
Thank you very
Happy
much.
birthday.
I will be old.
No.
That's it for me.
They say you're only as old as you feel, so I'm 92.
Depending on the day.
I was just going to say at 8:30 in the morning.
Yeah, really. What else we have for housekeeping? Really?
Get your Avengers tickets.
Yeah, those
Anybody?
have been hard to get today.
No one has
It's
seen
a lot
Dumbo, have
easier
they?
to track down a copy of It's
Not
Pat
yet.
than it is to get Avengers tickets.
I'm sorry, what was that?
It's a lot easier to track down a copy of It's Pat than to get Avengers tickets.
That is true.
Oh,
Per our previous conversation.
okay.
Talking about obscure SNL characters.
I wasn't here for that.
That's who shows up and saves them,
Yeah.
Pat.
Life's Pat.
Look, there she is. It's Pat. Don't you remember Pat from Saturday Night
Yes,
Live?
of course I
All
do.
right. It was a joke to see if we can get it in the show. Have we said it 3 times?
Yeah,
Does Pat appear like Beetlejuice when
Is
that
that like
happens?
Beetlejuice? Yeah.
Yeah, really.
Let's hope not.
All right, we have some interesting things to talk about in the news.
We do.
this
Big
week.
news stories. All right, our first news story. Disney parks to remove in-park smoking areas and adjust stroller restrictions. Last week, Disney parks announced several policy changes that will affect guests. Beginning May 1st, guidelines on stroller sizes are being adjusted. Guests bringing strollers into the parks can have them no larger than 31 inches wide and 52 inches long. Jackie Gailey wants you to know many of the strollers on the market today, including double strollers, fit within these size guidelines.
Okay.
Well, I thought if I read that, that sounded silly, but Jackie wrote it, so I figured.
So if you're
she
rocking a double stroller from like the 1970s, it's probably not going to work.
That's true.
Or one of those triple wides.
Or those wagons.
Well, the wagons are next.
Coming up.
Well, no, they're already blocked.
Wagons are not permitted, but beginning May 1st, stroller wagons will also no longer be
The
permitted.
Keynes wagons. Yeah.
The whose?
They call the Keynes wagons, right?
Oh.
I think so. I don't know.
The
if
ones
that's how
that look
you
like
pronounce it.
carriages, is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
You push them from the front like a stroller,
Mm-hmm.
but it's in fact a small house that these people try and traverse through the parks.
That's how I take our dogs to the parks. No, that's not how we take our dogs. Don't write to me.
I'm just jealous because I can't ride in one.
We've thought of it.
Sedan chairs are still allowed.
Also, beginning May 1st, all smoking areas will be removed from inside Walt Disney World and Disneyland theme parks, water parks, ESPN Wide World of Sports Complex, and Downtown Disney in California. This means designated smoking areas will be available outside the entrances to the areas of the places listed above, and at Disney Springs in Florida. Smoking areas are also available at Disney Resort hotels for guests who have room or dining reservations.
I know you're
I'm waiting.
No, okay.
I'm
okay.
taking a breath and sitting back.
No, go ahead. First, I've known this was coming for some time. That it was just clear the way that things were going, that they were, they would close a smoking area, then not replace it. And then it just got fewer and fewer. So they've been moving in this direction for a while, and I don't think anybody reasonably that's been paying attention for any length of time can be surprised by it. I always said that if they ever banned smoking from the parks, that was it. I wasn't going into a park. Wasn't going back to a park. So we're out in California, and this announcement hits, and that's the first thought that goes into my head. That okay, well, I'm not going. And then you stop for a second, and voice inside my head goes, "You're really not going to go back to a Disney theme park?" I'm like, "Of course I am." And then the voice said, "Then shut the hell up."
It seems weird to me that they're going to put the smoking area in front of the park.
Right?
Well-
They better be extremely far from the entrance. I mean, that's just ridiculous.
It just seems like, and I'm
Well,
not
here's-
judging, I'm just saying it seems like an odd choice.
Well, let's see where they end up
Yeah.
putting it, but that's not my concern. And this is more an issue out here, I think, than it's going to be out in California. The measurable percentage of revenue that comes into Walt Disney World from European and Latin American markets is pretty significant. These places do not have the same cultural attitude towards smoking that America does. I think by having you had let's say 1 or 2 smoking areas in a park, so you really had to go out of your way to get there. People begrudged it, but they did it. They would go to that smoking area. Now that you're saying no smoking anywhere in the parks, what's going to happen is people are going to look for any dark corner they can find in the parks, and they're going to light up, and it's going to set up confrontations between cast members and guests. I'm not saying that's right, and I'm not saying people should do that, nor am I saying that I'm going to do that. I'm not. I'm actually in the process of quitting. So, and I started that 3 weeks ago, so it was kind of serendipitous that I decided to quit smoking now after 40 years. But I do not think this is going to go well, at least not initially. That you're going to have confrontations with guests. You're going to have guests that are smoking in places that they aren't smoking now. And like I said, you're setting up a confrontation with cast members and guests. And I just think it's not going to go well. I don't know why they don't do what they do in Tokyo. They have smoking rooms in Tokyo. They are back out of the way. There's multiple ones around the theme parks. They're incredibly well ventilated. When you're walking through the park, you can't smell them. It's not. And they do this in the hotels. They do this in the parks. There's plenty of space there for people to go and smoke if they want to smoke, and they're not bothering anybody else. Why they don't do that, I don't know. I think that would be a better solution.
So I don't know. Do you think this is going to be worse than cast member confrontation with anyone who's breaking a rule?
I think it's going to be more frequent. I think it's just going to create, it's not any worse necessarily. I think it's just going to happen a lot more frequently, and you're going to have the number of interactions on that level rise significantly.
And as far as the people coming from other parts of the world, they eat in our restaurants, and they can't smoke there. So I don't know that that's going to be as big a deal. I mean, when you go to another country, you kind of play by their rules, regardless of what.
No,
they are.
absolutely. Look, I'm not saying any of this is right, Kevin. I'm not suggesting for a moment, and I'm not suggesting for a moment that Disney is wrong in doing this. I'm just saying that as a smoker, and having smoked in those places in Europe and other places, there's a much more liberal attitude towards it. No, I cannot smoke inside a restaurant, but if I'm sitting on the street at a cafe having dinner, I can smoke. And that's pretty much common all across Europe. So it's, I mean, Great Britain, it's a little different. Their laws are more strict. But I just think that there is going to be an issue.
The smoking areas never bothered me. I just didn't go through them.
Yeah.
Well, it's just they moved them to there were times they had them in really out of the way places that I thought were good, and then they moved them
Yeah.
to like the middle of a walkway, and I think
Yeah.
that was, honestly, I always said this, I think they did that intentionally so that the complaints would rise and they would have a justification to remove them. Not that they need a justification. It's private property. They can make whatever decision they want. But I think that, the attitude is not to accommodate smokers, period. And I don't think Disney feels that it's going to be. And I think what's going to happen for the first few months, you're going to have problems with it, like we do with any other major changes. Eventually, people are just going to assimilate to it.
Well, the thing is this too. What are you going to put? Are you going to put no smoking signs in every corner of every park? Because no one is going to really pay attention to going in that the theme park is non-smoking. If you don't know, if you don't follow the news, if you're not a Disney fan, someone, the casual visitor, isn't going to know that.
Well, the biggest hurdle to get over is making cast members, as Pete talked about confrontation, that's making sure they know that they need to start the conversation, because I regularly see people just walking around smoking, and you'll see two cast members just sitting there leaning, talking to each other. And meanwhile, I'm like, right there. One of the two of you could have easily walked over and explained to them where the smoking section was and asked them to please put it out. And if they'd like to go smoke over there, they're more than welcome to. That's where the issue is going to come in. People are still going to smoke all over the park, wherever they feel like it. But if cast members aren't actually getting behind it, then that's not going to ever be fixed. And I don't know if there's enough cast members just freely around
Smoking
to be
police.
able to, security, put more security around.
I
volunteer.
go back to the fact that I think it's weird that they're putting it out in front, and they're going to have to put it within the security area. Right?
We don't
Yes.
know because in Disneyland it's not within the security area. You can't.
Well, we don't know that for a fact.
You can't smoke in the Esplanade. So they said no in the Esplanade downtown Disney. So is where it stands right now, assuming that they're not going to create a new area that they can go to. That is within the entire security perimeter.
So they're going to have to
of
go to
Disneyland.
the candy cane?
Yes.
I'm assuming the Magic Kingdoms will be where the little pathway is down to, like, it doesn't actually reach the Grand Floridian, but that pathway that like heads towards the Grand Floridian and then kind of has a dead end.
Where the alligators are? Yeah, I think that's where they should put it.
Well, I think, we can speculate about where they're going to put it and things like that. We're going to find out in a month when this goes into effect.
Well, listen, here's the deal. If you're outraged now, wait until I finish the story. Effective immediately, guests plan to bring in a cooler or a cooler bag to store snacks and drinks. It's important for them to know, though, that there's no loose or dry ice permitted in the park.
Well, you know what the reason for the loose ice is?
Pelting each other with
Yes. No,
cubes of ice.
you can conceal. The security has to reach under that ice to see what's in there. So they, you can conceal things under ice. So that's why I think they don't want.
Makes sense.
And the dry ice, if someone touches dry ice, they can burn their fingers.
But like, why do you need dry ice for something? Is like you're doing the magic trick? Or do you need like that for your
When
entrance
they
into
open
the
up their
park?
lunch.
One of the scenes from Macbeth.
that's how I'm going to conceal my smoking. Is behind a thing of dry ice.
I can say, I can't speak to being a parent with the stroller issue, but I remember as a cast member, we had a rotation where you were the stroller duty, essentially, and you had to go out and reorganize all the strollers. And from even the beginning of my college program to the end of my college program, and now again in Tomorrowland, they've had to move where the stroller parking is because the strollers and the amount of strollers just seems to be getting big. Like everything seems to be getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So they've had to move it from a small location to medium location to. I feel like they're thinking, well, we're running out of space. There's no space.
Well,
So
I
have to
just
put these
also
strollers
wonder
anymore.
what's going to happen when people who don't listen to our show or follow any of this, and they show up with their triple wide stroller.
And a baby who's smoking.
Packed in dry ice.
They're pushing the stroller into the park. They're pushing
That's
the
how
stroller.
people have babies, right? They pack them in dry ice.
Yes. They're pushing the stroller in the park, and they're told, "No, you can't bring that in here."
Right, exactly.
Well, I just brought this from Wisconsin.
But
and-
that's my other point about the smoking too. Is unless you're somehow following this, you might see a sign as you enter the park, but people aren't going to know when they get back into a theme park that they can't smoke there.
What's going to be even more confusing are the people that are there for the week that it changes, and like the first 3 days, it's fine, and they can bring their stroller. And then,
May 1st,
get
get your stroller out of the
through.
park.
11:59. Bring it in.
Yeah.
My guess is what they'll do is they'll come in on that first day, and for a little while afterwards, if the stroller does not fit the regulation, they're going to have an area, maybe somewhere that they park the stroller, and they'll give them, maybe swap it out for a complimentary one of the Disney strollers in order to help that, for like not an advertised thing, but it's my assumption of a guest recovery, because you're not going to be somebody who's gotten all the way. And I'm sure security, if we're talking like Magic Kingdom, where the security checkpoint is before you have to get on, before you travel on a monorail or the boat, like they'll have to do it on that end somewhere. But
I hope that's true, but I'm worried that it won't be.
But they do have those strollers that look like twin beds. I mean,
we almost
they're
got,
just missing a headboard.
Yeah, we almost got, I like literally almost got run down multiple times with those Keens, the square ones, because that's a full-on wagon. They don't turn the same way, and when you're going in a crowded walkway, there's nothing you can do. It
I
creates
guess I'm just
congestion.
different. I don't think smoking in the park bothered me. I don't think strollers in the park bother me. I guess I'm just a different person.
It was the ice, wasn't it?
It was the ice that ticked me.
the ice
over.
gotcha.
I couldn't make mixed drinks.
Yeah. The smoking thing makes sense to me. I mean, it's it's a, like, I don't want, if I had a kid, I don't want my kid going through the smoking area.
We
stuff
run.
like,
If we have to walk through one, we run.
And Pete's right. They did when they moved them. I mean, I know
Italy?
the one where I'm
God,
thinking
the
about
Italy one
Magic
is
Kingdom,
horrible.
the one
It's a
where
horrible spot.
it was right at the entrance of Adventureland. You're
Yes,
like, what? Who put this right here in the middle of one of the most crowded areas?
And that spot is also a spot that nursing mothers like, because on the back side of that little round seating area thing, it's kind of private.
Yeah.
You face like the jungle, basically. So that kind of took that away from them.
Yeah, I don't know. I understand why they did it. I personally am happy they did it. Anything that but it makes sense to me. But I do feel for the people who I have people in my life who smoke. I feel for that, because it is going to be a little bit of a strain for them to figure that out, because like Pete said on our Disneyland show that's going to come out tomorrow, you can say like, well, you shouldn't smoke in the park. Oh, well, great. I've been doing it for 20
you
years.
also
and
shouldn't
I have,
eat trans fats. You shouldn't have
Right.
you shouldn't have lots of sugar.
You know.
Those things are not going to be banned from the parks anytime soon either. So
Yeah.
I mean, we can make the health arguments, and I'm not saying they're not valid. I'm just saying that if they're not going to pay attention to those things across the board,
Right.
then singling
But-
out one's a little.
My eating trans fat doesn't affect you in any way.
Right.
The
It's a-
smoke coming out of someone else's mouth affects me.
And someone tried to make that argument with me about alcohol, and I said, well, that's poison I'm choosing to put in my body. I'm not spitting it into your mouth while I'm drinking it. I mean, some of us have
You're not doing it right
been
then.
that lucky. But no, I get it. It is just one of those where it's like what you said. I just hope it's broadcast out there so people could make plans ahead of time, and you can look forward to the Diz when we create the like we said on the Disneyland show, the nicotine Disney shaped patches that will be going into business with soon.
I would like to
That's
be
what
there.
Disney's gonna do.
I would like to be there when they they explain to somebody that they can't smoke in the park and they have to go to the other side of the monorail station to do it. I just want to hear the conversation.
It's going to have a lot of F words in
It's
it, I'm
gonna
sure.
be. I mean, I feel bad for the cast members who are gonna have to enforce this.
But
I really do.
They've always. It is going to be a little more strenuous. But when I worked at Lights Motors Action for like in the backlot tour in the back of Hollywood Studios, there was a big thing where people were done with the show. They'd light up a cigarette as they're leaving, and I have had to be that person who is always running people down and be like, "There's a smoking area just around the corner over here," and they like really push back. They're like, why can't I just smoke it here? Why can't I do this? And I'm like, well, that's a designated area. And also there are giant propane tanks everywhere
Yes.
that you just saw we used during this show. And there was a leak back there once. And so like, it is like a little bit of a safety thing too. So it's up to the people to have good rapport back and forth is what I'm
Yeah.
hoping,
And if not, get security out there.
Yeah.
Banned for life.
Some billy clubs.
My goodness.
Okay.
All right, our next news story. 3 Disney Springs restaurants involved in 10-month credit card breach. Earl Enterprises posted a statement on their website alerting customers of a data security incident that could have potentially affected the payment card information of a limited number of guests that dined at certain of their Earl Enterprises restaurants. The potentially affected restaurants located at Disney Springs at Walt Disney World include Earl of Sandwich, Planet Hollywood, and Chicken Guy. The statement, well, there's an exclamation mark after Guy.
Yeah.
I'm only reading it the proper way. The statement claims that the data breach involved malware installed on its point-of-sale systems, allowing cyber thieves to steal card details from customers between May 23, 2018 and March 18, 2019. Earl Enterprises has confirmed the number of customers that may have been impacted by the 10-month breach did not state the number of customers impacted, but if you visited any of the following locations between the ranges listed below, it would be wise to check your credit debit card accounts. Planet Hollywood Observatory, May 23rd, 2018 to March 18th, 2019. Earl of Sandwich, 5/23, 2018 to 3/18, 2019. Chicken Guy, August 30th, 2018 to March 1st, 2019. If you're wanting more information, you can visit earlenterprise.com/incident, and they should have more information on their website.
I mean, it bites.
I got nothing for
I
you.
know,
Nothing?
right? I mean, it bites for the people that it happened to, for sure. But I mean, things like this happen. Seems like they happen all the time now.
They do. They do. I needed you to kill some time because I had to switch to my other story.
Well, I'm disappointed in Chicken Guy.
Guy!
Guy?
Chicken Guy.
Guy!
And Earl of Sandwich is a super popular place. I mean,
It is.
everybody loves that place. That's a lot of time and a lot of credit cards.
I wonder if it would help if they could finally get the chip readers to be working, because they always have those horrible green light swipers that like never time up, and I wonder if it has anything to do with those wacky things.
What you sound like a conspiracy theorist, or like an Amish
You
person.
sound like a 72-year-old conspiracy theorist.
Wacky thing?
A conspiracy theorist from 1990.
No one knows what I'm talking about.
I know,
We
yes.
do.
I bet it's one of them computery things that they always talk about.
It was the wacky guy comment that got me.
Helen,
Get
they
back
want me
to
to
the
put my
slide.
chip in the thing.
These people are wacky.
I put my chicken in.
I don't know.
Actually, on opening day, I did think they like wrote down my credit card information because something wasn't working. So,
Okay,
Chicken Guy has been
Chicken
down
Guy.
that road before.
Chicken Guy.
Chicken Guy.
that might be the sign when they actually write down your credit card information.
Or take pictures of it.
Sign that something's wrong.
Taking
I
selfies with the American Express. Something's up.
Should I not have given them my social security number?
Maybe not.
I don't know why you need my PIN code, but here.
Bosco.
All right, our third and final news story. Disney Villains After Hours will take place at Magic Kingdom Park select nights this summer. Disney After Hours is a popular nighttime event for guests who enjoy experiencing Magic Kingdom Park after the sun goes down. Disney has announced that some of the Disney villains are going to be adding, quote, a wicked twist to the Disney After Hours event. Nights from June 6th through August 8th, 2019. The font is much smaller than I'm used to. So I had to get it right in the sweet spot of my glasses.
So it's not a stroke?
It's not a stroke. Okay, let me do this. One of the things.
Hold it?
No, one of the, I think Steve has to hold it for me to read it. One of the things that makes this event so special is that it's only open to a limited number of park guests each night.
Smoking babies.
Much lower wait times are typically encountered at more than 20 attractions and experiences after the park closes. Those who purchase tickets to this event are permitted entry to enter the park as early as 7 p.m., providing time to enjoy fireworks before heading off to the attractions. Ice cream novelties, popcorn, and select bottled beverages are also included in the cost of admission. Here's some things that are going to be taking place. A brand new Disney villain stage show. Hades and Meg from Hercules will set the castle stage ablaze in this all-new stage show. Villains Unite the Night which will also feature appearances by Jafar, the Queen, Dr. Somebody, and Maleficent.
Facilier.
Dr.
Facilier?
Facilier.
Yeah, sure. Spot.
No, not him. That's what you should have said.
No, not him. The other doctor. Spot Maleficent the Dragon. Maleficent the Dragon with her steampunk style and signature wicked grin. Boy, I hate reading these cold. Will be let loose for the first time at night, breathing fire as she creeps through the park as a one-of-a-kind experience for many guests. There'll be villainous enhancements that I'm sure I won't like. Wickedly good food and beverage, event merchandise, and one notorious item to note, ever driven to stand out in their unpredictable and audacious fashion. Oh my God, I think my breakfast came out. While the villains will be entertaining guests in the new stage show, they will not be participating in character greetings during the event. That's a weird way to say that.
Yeah.
It was.
Disney Villains After Hours tickets cost $139 plus tax in advance, $144 plus tax on the event night. There are annual pass holder and Disney Vacation Club discounts available. So that's that.
I like the idea that they're theming the events now. Like they're taking that note out of Disneyland's book and adding a little extra something to the event. Maybe it'll reduce the Halloween crowd.
Well, I still have nightmares going back to Villains Unleashed at Hollywood Studios.
Yeah.
Years and years
That was
ago.
so terrible.
And a lot of the issues with that, besides overcrowding and long lines for food and absurd lines for characters, like a 2-hour wait for Maleficent. Like, besides that, it was just like those ruined the event. So not having the characters meeting out and about right there is, I think,
Well, I like
that's a way to keep it in order.
Well, I think they learned their lesson
Yeah.
from that. But I also like the idea of them putting these overlays on the after hours events. And I hope that continues because I think that makes it even. I mean, the after hours event by themselves are great. When you consider that you can pretty much, bless you, they can pretty much walk onto most attractions. But I wonder now, are they going to up the number of tickets they'll sell for these parties?
Probably a little bit. Probably. But hopefully not like too much so it's uncomfortable. So if they do, they're going to have to come up with something else too, like an additional villains fireworks show if they really want to get it, but one that's also different from the new show that's coming for the Halloween party. I really want to know how you can add villain-inspired additions to Space Mountain. So
shut the
Pirates
lights
of
off
the
again.
Caribbean makes sense because you can put an extra villainous pirate somewhere in there, but like you can put Captain Hook just randomly wandering on that bridge where they had Peg Leg Pete or whatever, Gunpowder Pete
Oh, gosh,
at the
that's
Halloween
terrible.
party.
Yeah.
But
I thought that was cute.
Oh, it's terrible.
but what do you do with Space Mountain?
Ripley.
Just pissed off about the ship.
Oh, yeah. The Queen alien's just going to be inside Space Mountain
Well, I
moving
think
around.
along, the queue area where you walk up, there's dark places there, and they could put villains and scary things in there. But once you're on the ride, I'm not sure what you can do.
I'm all on board on Kevin's now. Let's just make Space Mountain alien themed.
I think they're just going to shut
Terrifying
the
all
lights
kids.
off again.
Maybe you get to ride with the villain.
Play Disney villain music or
That's
something.
not.
Is this a search and rescue mission or is this a bug hunt?
I'm
Proud of yourself, aren't you?
I think it's a great idea. And when do these start again?
I don't know. I closed my story.
June 6th, I think, was the first day.
So it's running through summer.
Yeah. It was basically June 6th through like August. Like I think there was a couple dates that overlay with our party, or overlay during the beginning of the Diz party.
Overlap.
Overlap is the word.
Overlay.
Yeah, and
We
we're
should
not
have
overlaying.
a villain overlay at our party.
Yes.
I don't know what that means.
Where we come as the evil Star Trek version of our characters. Or whatever.
I always love Todd in the chat here, and his comment on it was the only villain that will be walking amongst guests that night will be Bob Chapek.
Oh.
Probably.
It's June 6th through August 8th.
Isn't that what I said?
Yes, right now it is what you said.
What you said.
You're welcome.
And Teresa's taking pot shots at you from the peanut gallery, and they say I struggle with the news.
That's because the stories I give her are all like Chinese names.
Yeah.
I pick the stories for her, and she's not
Really
happy.
horrible words.
I do. I pick the worst ones for her.
Oh Lord. Well, I'm excited about that. I think that's going to be fun. I'm very excited about our party too.
Yeah,
but
it's
that
gonna
whole
be
week,
good,
starting to put some plans together. Got some things in the works. So,
Excellent.
all right.
All right, that'll do it for the news.
Thank you, John. Let's go ahead and move on to rapid fire. John.
No.
Oh my God.
No.
No, we
Steve's
were
going to
gonna
talk
do-
about.
Oh wait.
Ka-chow.
Yeah. Duh. Sorry. All right.
Okay,
So
let's
tell-
all look at Steve.
All right.
Tell me about Lightning McQueen's Racing Academy.
Yes,
Is there any reason whatsoever I would want to go there?
Yeah, 100%. I think the audio animatronic that they have made for Lightning McQueen is actually really impressive. It obviously is targeted towards families with young children, but if you're impressed by really cool animatronics, then I think it's still worth checking out. But yeah, you walk into a theater that fits about... I asked the cast member, they said about 400. It seemed like less than that to me, but I'm going to go with what they said. It's about a 10-minute show where you see Lightning McQueen doing or showing you his racing academy and how he teaches other drivers how to be, a good racer. And as Cruz Ramirez comes up and is setting up the simulator, and they just start to drive, and then suddenly Chick Hicks, who's one of the villains from the movie, takes over with a virus. And so Chick
You mean like
Hicks
the measles? What kind of virus?
See an anti-vaxxer.
like a computer virus takes over the
Is
simulator.
this like a stage show?
It's
Yeah.
like a giant. It's kind of. I mean,
Where is it in the park? First of all,
It's at Sunset Showcase, past Rock and Roller Coaster. So it's where the
Okay.
Club Villain and Club Disney used to be.
Okay.
Yeah. So Chick Hicks takes over with a computer virus over the simulator and wants to race Lightning in front of the audience to prove that he's better once and for all. So you're watching really this like huge panoramic screen of them driving next to each other, and Lightning's losing, and then his team comes to help him. So you get appearances from all the Mater and all the other.
Yeah, so
Cars
I'm
characters.
trying to understand how is this presented? So is it like a theater setup?
Yeah, you're sitting on benches, and in front of you is like you see. There's Lightning McQueen comes
Right, it looks like
up.
a stage thing, but then
Yeah.
like where's all this racing and stuff?
So
It's
the
digital,
screen
right?
where it says 95, like that's his number, but that's actually a panoramic screen.
Okay, so now
Yes.
we're getting
Yes.
now we're getting somewhere.
So that panoramic screen shows where he's driving.
So this is like a temporary setup of like this is an attraction dropped into a building that has no theming to the building, and then they added this half circular screen that these characters race across. This sounds
Well, it
stupid.
sounds like the same thing they're doing out in Disneyland by putting PhilharMagic and
Yeah.
California Adventure. This is all prep for trying to divert as many people away from Galaxy's Edge as possible.
And I think it eats up a lot of people. So when I went in, it said it posted 15-minute wait. And I waited, I just waited till the next show. And the show's 10 minutes. So it fits so many people. that-
Where's the queue? Is it
just
on
kinda
the
to the-
pavement?
Yes, but there's some umbrellas. It's off to the left of the building.
Okay.
It's definitely,
Rhino's
I
very
mean,
angry about
He
this for
is.
some reason.
Because we've all been back there. We know what that building looks like. It was the mall for Star Wars. Yeah, you can make faces all you want. For Star Wars Land, for Star Wars weekends. Remember, that was where
Yeah.
you had to go and line up? And we've been back there for Club Villain. It's literally just a tin, 4x4 building, and it is no theming to it at all. And you're having people that are just standing on a pavement. This doesn't sound anything like Disney.
but-
I get that there's a cool animatronic inside of this
Have you
weird,
ever been to Millennium Village?
weird warehouse.
It's a Quonset hut.
I don't know what that is.
Okay, you've been to Millennium Village?
No, I don't know what that is.
It's the thing between Canada and
Oh, it's a World Showplace.
World
is what it's
Showplace.
called.
It was called Millennium Village.
Oh,
at one
okay.
time.
Yeah.
It's just a basic building.
Yeah.
Rhino wasn't born yet.
The thing I'm upset about is that so Pete just said they're doing that in California with a drop-in attraction. Is this the way of the future? Drop in these
No,
attractions?
I really think, look, I think a curveball was thrown when the decision was made to open open Galaxy's Edge on both coasts early, ahead of schedule. I think they are scrambling to figure out how they are going to manage the anticipated crowds. So I think, I definitely do not think they are, the wave of the future is going to be these pop-up attractions, which is effectively what these are, both with this and with PhilharMagic going out to California Adventure. These are just what we can call pop-up attractions. I don't think they're permanent. Tom Bell said that about PhilharMagic. He doesn't think it's going to be permanent. And I don't think this is going to be permanent. But if it turns out that it takes 500 people out of the mix every 20 minutes.
Every 15, yeah.
Or 1,500 people out of the mix every 20 minutes.
400 people every 15 minutes.
400 people every 15. I was just being hyperbolic, but okay. 400 people every 15 minutes get taken out of the mix. And then they're going to have, Mickey's Runaway Railway.
Right.
Mickey's Runaway Railway will be open. So they have to do something.
I don't think there's anything temporary about this, though. I think it's filling a gap that they don't have currently in Hollywood studios, and that's something related to Cars. And I mean, Cars is still a juggernaut, not a juggernaut. That's a Steve. It's wacky.
I love
We are Juggernaut. You love Juggernauts?
Beer and my
I love
Juggernaut?
chocolate covered Juggernauts.
I mean, Cars merchandise is just huge, and it fills in that attraction for, maybe kids aren't in that gap where they're a little too old for Disney Junior, but still not doing a lot of thrill rides, not interested in Star Wars, Marvel. They have their Pixar movies to fill in, and right there, Lightning McQueen Racing Academy.
It's also indoors during the summer.
Yeah.
And I also think that while other exciting things like Runaway Railway is coming and Galaxy's Edge, I don't think that everything that Disney now has to create has to be some giant big production. I think that sometimes they can create smaller.
You're getting wicked side eye from the big-headed queen behind the controls.
I don't know.
You are getting
Does everything have to be an e-ticket attraction now, Rhino?
This is
I'm
what
not
I've
talking
been
about
saying.
an e-ticket attraction. I'm talking about dropping something inside of a tin building in a backstage area, and people wait under stupid green umbrellas on the pavement in the middle of the summer. Hollywood Studios is notorious for this garbage. It just infuriates me. Is like being it's hard when you've been a cast member too for so long and you see the other side of it. Okay. People pay a lot of money to go here. There's no excuse. I do understand the offering for this middle ground, and there used to be Cars offerings in this park too. You could meet Lightning and Mater, and they'd come out and go down the street. And I understand that area isn't there anymore, but it doesn't mean it's fine that it's temporary. It seems lazy.
I want to explain one thing,
Don't worry,
though.
Rhino, I won't go.
Because the wait is so short. It's not like if this was an hour-long wait, I could see being upset. I mean, that's why I have an issue with the way they set up Slinky Dog's line, is that, now they have umbrellas all throughout Toy Story Land. And I see the issue there, but I don't really see it as a problem here because every time I've been, you make it in the next show. So at the most, you're going to be waiting 10, 15 minutes.
But if
it's not like you're waiting for an hour.
If the crowds are increased because of Galaxy's Edge and people are now siphoning to that part of the park, they could wait an hour, 2 hours in line for this attraction.
Do you think? Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, I enjoy it. I mean, it's not it wasn't like my demographic is not going to, this is going to be their favorite attraction, but I thought it was cute. I thought the animatronic was impressive, and I think, all the families around me seem to be having a good time. So at the end of the day, that's, I think, what's most important.
What tells me it's not temporary, though, is they put that much money into the animatronic. Maybe it might not stay here, but that seems like a lot of money to invest in that particular animatronic.
If that animatronic if this ride or show closes down, not a ride, show closes down, they're going to have to move that somewhere else because the investment in that animatronic is probably too high. So,
and Are you a fan of Cars?
I liked Cars. It's not my favorite Pixar.
I was just curious.
I liked the first one. Everything that came after it, I couldn't stand.
My kids are not
Two
fans.
put me to sleep.
Cars 3 is awesome, though. It's really good.
My kids are not Cars, Planes, any of those movies.
Yeah, plane sucks, but didn't Pete buy you a mint julep parasol just so you could be not in the sun?
Yeah, I have it in my closet.
It's a good place for it.
Yeah. Well, I don't need it right now. We're indoors.
So when you're waiting,
These people are waiting under umbrellas on pavement. That's the part. Isn't that like what you do everywhere?
I wish we had a photo of what the building looked like so I could better explain.
No, it looks like a building in an industrial complex.
Yes, that's
Looks
what
like
I'm
a
trying to
warehouse.
say.
So
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's kind of always been what Hollywood studios, like, they were supposed to be the
Sound
studios,
stages.
the sound
Yeah.
stages.
It's not a soundstage though. It's a little tin building, like a work shed. That's what I'm trying to explain. Like,
Has it been too long
has what been too long?
on this story?
that was my favorite.
Well, I understand what Rhino's saying.
Yeah.
And I am, I'll reserve judgment until I see it. But I'm under the impression this feels temporary to me. The animatronic may not be, but the attraction probably is. So,
Maybe they planned this for something else and somewhere else, and they said, well, let's put it here. And
Yeah.
I think, honest to God, I think they are scrambling to figure out. I think Burbank threw them all a curveball with the opening date, especially World. We were not planning on this for another couple of months.
But don't you think that this was already in production long before the date moved up?
I think it was already in production, but
that's what I'm
I
saying.
think
It sounds like
I
it's
think
for
it
somewhere
was
else.
probably I think they said, okay, look, what can we do? Look, why is PhilharMagic going to California Adventure? Why? And it's going into a theater that's not set up the way the one here is. This is just going to the Muppets Theater. This is not a massive theater. This is not the big surround screen. This is, oh God, we got to do something. So, okay, let's throw PhilharMagic there, and then maybe this was in development. I don't know. I'm speculating here. This was in development. Hey, listen, you know what? For right now, let's put it in here. Let's put it in here.
You know what it sounds like? It sounds similar to the same like kind of idea behind the Star Wars. Oh my God, I can't remember the name of it, but where all the characters come out and pose randomly. Like at Hollywood Studios, they do that show a couple times a day, and like Rey comes out and BB-8 comes up, and she just stands for a minute, and then they walk
Galaxy
away.
far, far away.
Yeah, it sounds like that same idea. Like, here's Lightning McQueen. Cool, we like Lightning McQueen. Here's a background. That's this. Moving on. It's like a showcase of a character, I guess. Like,
But, Steve, you said you liked it.
Yeah, I thought it was cute.
All right. Well, we will check it out. We'll make Rhino go.
I'll go.
And do
I'll go.
several times so that he can stand out on the pavement.
I will
lot.
say,
till security removes me.
I will say, maybe I just thought of this. The second time I went back, I had to wait twice because the show stopped working halfway through twice.
Ooh.
Good sign.
All right. All right. Well, thank you, Steve, for that. Now we will move on to Rapid Fire.
All right, my rapid fires is a new progressive dining experience coming to Disney's Animal Kingdom in July.
Because that's what you want to do in the middle of summer. Walk around the hottest place on earth and eat.
And
Schlep from place to place.
and eat safari roadkill, apparently. Disney's announced a new dining adventure that will honor endangered African animals, along with celebrating the story of the
so we are going to eat like...
They're best grilled.
It's called The Lion King Circle of Flavors Harambe at Night. Make that an acronym.
Yeah, really. See that on the boards.
The evening will begin with a welcome reception at Wildlife Express train station. That includes light hors d'oeuvres, snacks, and beverages. Guests can enjoy acoustic music before riding the train to Rafiki's Planet Watch.
God, this sounds tragic.
There'll be more light bites and drinks to take part in before you get back on the train and head to Harambe Market for the main event. Throughout the marketplace, you'll enjoy an array of sweet and savory dishes paired with unique beverages. Timon and Rafiki will show up to make fun of you. Guests will take in sights, sounds, and flavors in celebration of the Lion King and the Big Five game animals. The African elephant, the rhinoceros, the Cape buffalo,
This is what we're eating?
the leopard, and the host animal, the lion.
What?
Yeah, I don't know.
Are
Again,
they serving the food? Are they the food? What's the story?
along the way, there'll be opportunities to learn more about the importance of the Big Five
Oh, and
the
saving
ch-
them, I
and the
guess.
challenge they face around the world.
It's what?
You're saving the big five.
Right, exactly.
For dessert?
Till the end. Circle of Flavors Harambe Nights is set to begin on July 24th, 2019.
My dad's birthday.
pricing is $125 plus tax for adults, $99 plus tax
It
for
better
children
be endangered.
for ages 3 to 9. $99 for 3 to 9 years old.
$100 for your child that's not going to probably eat 2 bites?
And for less money, you can go sit in air conditioning.
And it does not say this, but I assume it does not include your park admission.
I mean, it's frustrating enough when you cook at home, like a $10 meal that they don't eat.
$99 for a 3-year-old. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Woof.
All right. Thank you, John. Kevin.
My rapid fire is about 2 things that are near and dear to my heart: running and Star Wars.
Wow. You're going, right, Kevin?
I've already signed up. Guests participating in the 2019 Star Wars Half Marathon, The Dark Side, at Walt Disney World can take advantage of booking select RunDisney 2019 and 2020 Disney World Resort Hotel packages for a limited time, April 4th through the 14th, 2019, with individual event registrations for the following RunDisney events. There's the 2019 Wine and Dine. The booking window is April 4th through the 14th, and the event date is October 31st through November 3rd. There's the Walt Disney World Marathon Weekend presented by Signups, and that is also April 4th through the 14th, and the event dates are January 8th through the 12th. And the Princess Half Marathon, presented by Children's Miracle Network Hospitals, is February 20th through the 23rd. And the big one, are you ready? The Star Wars Rival Run Weekend, booking for April 4th through the 14th, and the event dates are April 16th through the 19th. The only thing more fun than running is running for Star Wars.
All right.
That's mine.
Excellent.
Thank you, Kevin. Stephen.
So, as of yesterday, the World of Disney, and now I think they're across Disney property, the Briar Rose collection has come to the property. It includes a new gray Spirit jersey with sequined rose gold, or Briar rose gold sequins, a new Mickey sweatshirt, new Minnie Mouse ear headband, 2 new keychains, and so people are excited about that. There's also a couple of the original collection of the rose gold, not the Briar rose gold, that are still kind of like the backpack, the Loungefly backpack still there, but I think once those sell out, they'll be gone. So
I don't understand. Is Briar rose gold a different color than rose gold?
I can't see the difference. I don't
Rhino,
understand
seriously,
the difference.
it's just a new name, it looks like to me. And not, in my opinion,
Yeah.
none of this merchandise even looks remotely like, oh my God, I have to have that.
Well, why even call it Briar rose gold if you're not going to do anything with Sleeping Beauty on it?
Right? I'm totally confused
Well, it's
by this.
inspired by Sleeping Beauty. You don't really look into the delicacies of what
But
they're doing
Does
here.
this one compete with the yellow stuff that was released?
I
think
think
that
it was
still
just a
exists.
jersey.
All right. Thank you, Steve. Julie.
The Commissary, the ABC Commissary, will start
Yeah,
taking
what is up with this?
dinner reservations beginning this summer.
There'll be a dress code.
Destination dining.
Sandals and sleeveless shirts only. Beginning June 2nd at Disney's Hollywood Studios, they're going to be adding an option to their fast casual dinner experience by accepting reservations, which will give guests priority entry at their booking time. Starting at 4 p.m. each evening, guests can place their orders as usual, but then they will be given a pager to take with them as they head to their seats. When the order is ready, a cast member will bring their freshly prepared food right to their table. This is the same as it previously was, except that those with reservations will have guaranteed seating. That is the only difference.
This
Talk
is again an answer to Star Wars.
This is again
because people are going to be
trying to
bombarding
figure
this
out
place.
exactly trying to figure out because like you hear the word reservation and ABC Commissary and you laugh
Right.
because
Oh, they're also
No.
doing. There are also some enhancements coming.
do tell better food.
Addition of self-serve beverage stations, new Art Deco inspired elements, Kevin, and furnishings along with a brand new menu item, pot roast.
Well,
Guess what it's served with? Just take a wild guess.
Mashed potatoes.
Yes.
Oh,
she was asking me.
I just got too excited.
Gosh, the tension is so
But
thick.
there will be onion straws, and let me tell you, I like some onion straws.
So, well, I think this is necessary. I
Yeah.
think this is absolutely necessary for what is about to befall Hollywood Studios when Galaxy's Edge opens. But why? I guess the commissary, because it does have a pretty big seating capacity.
Oh yeah, no. And they need to do something with like the entire setup of it. The probably a month back, went in there because it is a quick service to get milk after having a cookie num num, and you would think that if you go up to a register and order milk that they would just hand you one. No, they went through the entire process that ABC Commissary does for dinner of, okay, well, you're going to order at the register and then your food will be delivered eventually.
Your beeper for your milk.
We waited 15 minutes and the milk still wasn't delivered for something that you just reach into a refrigerator and pull out. So as a quick service eatery for dinner, it definitely going with that Be Our Guest route of bring it to the table. It might work for some people. For me, it was obnoxious for something quick like that. So might as well just make it a full-blown restaurant with reservations and such.
So if ABC Commissary is going to need reservations, is the cantina then just to go in and get a drink at the bar in Star Wars or Galaxy's Edge? Are you going to need to get a reservation?
They are saying right now the reservations are not required for any of the dining establishments in Galaxy's Edge, that they're all quick service. So as of right now, the answer to that question is no. Whether or not that changes, I don't know. But thank you for that, Julie. Rhino.
Okay, so mine is that there is Woody's Roundup Barbecue is coming to Disney's Contemporary Resort July 4th.
I will just let everybody know right now, don't even bother because it's booked. I tried. All 3 days, you can't touch it.
Oh. Maybe I shouldn't talk about it then.
But no, I wanted to check it out. So
yeah, July 4th through the 6th. It's this Sheriff Woody and his Toy Story pals are heading to the resort. Like I said, it's going to be from 6:15 to 9:15 p.m. and the scene will be set as a larger-than-life recreation playset of Woody's Roundup, a rustic wild western town.
See, this sounds cool to me.
Mm-hmm.
Woody, Jesse, Bullseye, and Buzz Lightyear will be on hand, and guests can sing and dance as Mr. Microphone plays some of Woody's favorite tunes. There'll be activities like trip roping demonstration, camp-style carnival games, and Toy Story craft station. There'll be a balloon artist roaming around. That sounds dangerous. Guests will experience if you had booked this on the 4th, you'd be experiencing Celebrate America, 4th of July concert in the sky. The 5th and 6th is Happily Ever After. The entrees for this event were grilled boneless chicken breasts and thighs with roasted peach coulis, fire roasted vegetable cake served with a chipotle succotash, and low and slow smoked pork ribs, barbecue beef brisket. Oh my God, there's a bunch of sides. I don't care. Desserts, kids options.
And as I said, if you haven't already booked this, you're probably not going to because
Yeah.
I just checked it again. All 3 dates are sold out.
How much?
Yeah, it was the event. It says the price was $149 for ages 10 and up, $99 for 3 to 9, tax and gratuity included, and this did include premium adult beverages for guests 21 and older, as well as.
But still, another $100
child event, yeah.
dining option
The
for
only
kids.
thing I could say here, though, is at least the
This'll
kids
be-
are going to see Toy Story.
Right, exactly.
Not Rafiki and Timon.
Yeah. And eat and
In Fight Club
I'm sorry,
or
but
whatever it is they do. I don't know.
African-inspired food is usually not for children. I really don't enjoy
Yeah.
it. So the barbecue, though, talk about that.
I could see this. I have a feeling, though, that it might expand its times, its days. I think it might go longer,
Yeah,
given how popular it was.
yeah. I would hope so. All right, thank you, Rhino. Gregory?
Okay, real quick here at the end, you can now find the Casey Jr. popcorn bucket in the Dumbo Sipper Cup at select places. I don't, obviously they can sell out at any time. They were at Disney Springs. They were in the Magic Kingdom. They are out in Disneyland. They are all over, and
I
they're
waited
adorable.
online.
Oh,
They
so
are
cute.
sold separately, though, so you have to buy the popcorn bucket and then the Sipper Cup, but then they connect together.
I just want Dumbo.
It's really cute. It's
It
really,
is.
really cute.
No, I like it. It's actually, popcorn buckets kind of felt like they were getting stale for me for a while, which I'm glad because it saved me money. But then this was the one time I had to call Kylie and be like,
Get
"Can I
it for
please
me."
get it? Can I please buy it? Because I love Dumbo."
I got mine out in land. But all right, thank you for that, Craig. Thank you, everyone. That's going to do it for our show for this week. We hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you again next Tuesday with another edition of the Diz Unplugged. Have a great week, everyone, and remember, stay out of the damn lakes.